Hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey YouTube. I'm just gonna jump into this William Cooper. I'm gonna hide myself and read. I hope everyone is doing well. Peace and power to you. Alright, so the government was able to contain the Jason secret except for one leak, but the Jason group itself, a civilian group, did even better. No leaks have ever occurred from within Jason. Jason is administered by the Mitri Corporation. Government contracts allotted to the Mitri Corporation are in reality allotted to the Jason scientists. This is done so that the name Jason does not ever appear in documents which may come under public scrutiny. What is the difference between the Jason Scholars or Jason Society and the Jason Group? The documents that I have read referred to the Jason Society in exactly those words. In public documents, the only Jason reference is to Jason Group administered by the Mitri Corporation. I believe the Jason Society is one of the highest degrees above the skull and bones and the scroll and key in the Illuminati. In other words, it is a higher level of initiation. The Jason Group is a scientific organization formed and hired by the Jason Society and the U.S. government for obvious reasons. I know a lot more about the Jason Society and the Jason Group, but I do not want to injure Mr. Grant Cameron, who has done extensive research on these subjects. He will publish his research in the coming months. I guarantee his findings will amaze you. The Council on Foreign Relations has been the foremost flank of America's foreign policy establishment for more than a half a century. The Council on Foreign Relations is a private organization of business executives, scholars, and political leaders that studies global problems and plays a key role in developing U.S. foreign policy. The CFR is one of the most powerful semi-official groups concerned with America's role in international affairs. It is controlled by an elite group of men recruited from the Skull and Bones and the Scroll and Key societies of Harvard and Yale, which are both chapters of a secret branch of the Illuminati known as Chapter 322 of the Order. Let me say, see page 81. We already went over the Order. The members of the Order make up the Executive Committee of the Council on Foreign Relations. After undergoing initiation into the Order of the Quest, also known as the Jason Society, the Council on Foreign Relations is an offshoot sister organization to the British Royal Institute of International Affairs. Their goal is a New World Order. Although it existed as a diner club or dinner club in New York, it did not take on its present power until 1921 when it merged with the Royal Institute of International Affairs and received its financial base from J.R. Morgan, the Carnegie Endowment, the Rockefeller family, and other Wall Street banking interests. The Council on Foreign Relations controls our government. Through the years, its members have infiltrated the entire executive branch, State Department, Justice Department, CIA, and the top ranks of the military. Every director of the Central Intelligence Agency has been a member of the CFR. Most presidents since Roosevelt have been members. The members of the CFR dominate ownership of the press, and most, if not all, of America's top journalists are members. The CFR does not conform to government policy. The government conforms to CFR policy. The appendix contains the most current list of CFR members that I was able to locate. I read top secret documents while with naval intelligence that stated that President Eisenhower had appointed 6 of the executive committee members of the CFR to sit on the panel called Majesty 12, also known as Majority 12, for security reasons. It made me think of Ocean's 12, Ocean's 11, all those movies. Anyway, Majesty 12 is a secret group that is supposed to control extraterrestrial information and projects. Wow. I was just watching an old movie, and they just mentioned it, an old movie with the dude that played Radio. And I know it's a horror, well, it's not a horror movie, it was a good movie, but the dude that played Radio, he also played in that movie where his legs got cut off. He wanted to be a deep sea diver, yeah, but he was a hitman in the movie that's on Bounce, and sorry, I thought I heard the kid. He was a hitman on that show, and they were going to see this other guy who the big man knew, and he said something about something 12. He said, what's that? He said, an old group that used to be in charge of something 12, Majesty 12 probably. Anyway, called Majesty 12, also known as Majority 12 for security reasons. Majesty 12 is a secret group that is supposed to control extraterrestrial information and projects. The document stated that Eisenhower had also appointed 6 members from the executive branch of government who were also members of the CFR. The total membership of Majesty 12 was 19, including Dr. Edward Teller and the 6 members from Jason Scientific Group. Again, whether this is true or disinformation depends solely upon the existence of aliens. I thought I caught out. I thought. Yeah, let's close all those. Okay. Anyway, the CFR is a secret society, and that it forbids the taking of notes on the publishing of minutes of its meetings. Any member who divulges the subject or any part of any conversation or talk that took place during the meeting is terminated. The goal of the Council on Foreign Relations is a new world order. George Bush is a member of the CFR. Knights of Malta play a powerful role in this scenario. In the 1930s, General Smedley Butler was recruited to help take over the White House. He was told that he was needed because of his general popularity with the military. General Butler blew the whistle and named several prominent Americans as a part of the plot. At the top of the list was John J. Ruscott, who was a founding member of the U.S. branch of the Knights of Malta. He was board chairman of General Motors. He was at the time the U.S. treasurer of the Knights of Malta. Congressional hearings were held to investigate the plot, but none of those named, including Ruscott, was ever called to testify, and nothing ever came of the hearings. Although you will find this in the congressional records, you will never find any history book anywhere. It is significant that the Iran-Contra episode has many similarities to the 1930s plot. William Casey was a member of the Knights of Malta. William Casey, with the help of Vice President Bush and Armstrong and Donald Reagan, caused the President's Foreign Intelligence Advisory Board to be emasculated so that Bush, Casey, North, and others could carry out their dirty deeds without oversight. They had also developed a plan to suspend the Constitution of the United States and were preparing to implement the plan when they were caught. These facts emerged from the hearings, but were suppressed by the committee chairman, Senator Daniel Inouye of Hawaii. You must understand that tremendous power was involved in both attempts to overthrow the United States government. Hold on. Okay. William Casey was the director of the CIA. He was a member of CFR. Casey was a Knight of Malta. He was the head of Ronald Reagan's political campaign. He was head of the Securities and Exchange Commission during the Nixon administration. He was head of the Export-Import Bank. Casey arranged financing for the Kama River Truck Factory in the Soviet Union, with 90% of the funds guaranteed or furnished by the U.S. taxpayer. This factory built military truck and tank engines for the Soviet Army. It was and may still be the largest factory in the world and could produce more heavy trucks than all U.S. factories together. I believe Casey was murdered. The Knights of Malta is a world organization with its threads weaving through business, banking, politics, the CIA, other intelligence organizations, Ch.2, religion, education, law, military, think tanks, foundations, the United States Information Agency, the United Nations, and numerous other organizations. They are not the oldest, but are one of the oldest branches of the Order of the Quest in existence. The world head of the Knights of Malta is elected for a life term with the approval of the Pope. The Knights of Malta have their own constitution and are sworn to work towards the establishment of the New World Order with the Pope at its head. Knights of Malta members are also powerful members of the CFR and the Trilateral Commission. The Vatican has been infiltrated over many years by the Illuminati. This is easily proven by the fact that in 1738, Pope Clement XII issued a papal bull which stated that any Catholic who became a Mason would be excommunicated, a very serious punishment. In 1884, Pope Leo XIII issued a proclamation stating that Masonry was one of the secret societies attempting to revive the manners and customs of the pagans and establish Satan's kingdom on earth. Piers Compton, in his book, The Broken Cross, and I paused, so I had to read it again, traces the infiltration of the Catholic Church by the Illuminati. He has found the use of the all-seeing eye in the triangle by leading Catholics and by the Jesuits. He was used in the seal of the Philadelphia Eucharistic Congress in 1976. It was on a special issue of Vatican stamps in 1978 announcing the final Illuminati victory to the world. Mr. Compton claims that Pope John XXIII wore the all-seeing eye in a triangle on his personal cross. Compton is adamant that several hundred leading Catholic priests, bishops, and Italian bishops and cardinals are members of secret society. He quotes an article in an Italian journal that lists more than 70 Vatican officials, including Pope Paul's sixth private secretary, the Director General of Vatican Radio, the Archbishop of Florence, the Prelate of Milan, the Assistant Editor of the Vatican newspaper, several Italian bishops, and the Abbot of the Order of Saint Benedict. Those are the only ones that are known, and only the ones known in Italy. Those are the only ones that are known, and only the ones known in Italy. It is widely believed that this Pope John Paul XXII is a member of the Illuminati. I believe, according to my research, that is true. The best indication of infiltration is that on November 27, 1983, the Pope rejected all the papal bulls against Freemasonry and allowed Catholics after several hundred years to again become members of secret societies without fear